All right, I was for higher catchy TV, so for Michael Entry, so for Ketchy, and me de Tiohone Brona, a yam no casay, court, a quasatran, Ghana, a high court, a court trans, a day, a symbol to drive, ya, CCM no casay, say, a easy, on Vena, about 1 persuaka, on to me and declare, we no. Omobonde no nyahu adwuma oka ni nyina ehwo asem eye en bra high court ekotna se momodin na on declare ye ko de ko we se de gichire wo no etie catch tv ni e mo review so be subscribe to channel no wa share amafo fresh bi already shira.
Yes, we are still here, Grace, at the High Court Complex, and I have the NPP Regional Secretary with me, Mr. Parker. The first one that we are hearing from the court inside the courtroom regarding Tema Central, it seems to be good for you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity, and let me first take the opportunity to greet all viewers. As I'm standing here, I'm communicating with one of our lawyers in there, and I speak to you. All the 4 has been declared that the EC should go ahead to do the declaration and collation, and then the EC, the police should provide them with armed security to ensure that the declaration is done. So it is all the 4, not one. The Tema Central came in first. So we informed our people about the Tema one. But just as I'm speaking to you, we have one of our counsel in there who has given me information that all the 4 has been done. And so there should be a declaration as directed by the judge.
And they have spoken about Ablekuma North.
They've spoken about all the 4. It's not only Ablekuma North. We have Ablekuma North, Ghpage Central, Techiman South, and then we have Ghpage Central. So it is all the 4 as I speak to you.
But the court is still in session.
Court is still in session. Definitely when they make that declaration, they still have to sit and then compile their documents. So that is what
it's a judgment that is being given, and the moment it is given, it means that there's nothing left to be done in court. The court would vacate. Is that not it?
Well, like I'm saying, I have one of the lawyers in there who is communicating with me. So you are here, I'm here. We will definitely, they will be coming out very soon. You know, it takes time. You just don't wake up when judgment is given. They will compile some of their documents before they leave. So that is what they are doing in there. But as I'm speaking to you, I have it with me that all the 4 has been, the judge has granted that they should go back and then do the needful. The EC should go back and do the needful.
Well, we can agree on one, which is Tema Central. The reporter we have in there has told us that that has already been decided upon by the court, and we know that Ablekuma North is underway. So we will wait on the reporter to update us on that. In the meantime, we can say that congratulations on Tema Central.
Well, I will expect you to congratulate me on all the 3 in Greater Accra, because I have the greatest share in Accra. You have Ghpage Central, Ablekuma North, and so congratulate me on all the 3.
When we get there. So, but why were you so convinced that you needed this recollation done?
Yeah, we have friends in the NDC. The NDC, we have a lot of them in there who are friends. We talk behind the scene. Most of their regional executives are my friends, close friends. We talk behind the scene. The NDC is aware that, yes, we've won the seats. They have won many of the seats. We're giving it to them. Right, we're giving it to them. We didn't fight over it. Why? What is their interest? Ghpage Central. Why? How do you expect that when a police station of 141 people, 141 police stations goes to vote, you ask that it is only 111 that should be 110 that should be used to be declared? It doesn't happen anywhere. It doesn't mean you are disenfranchising the others. No, it is not done anywhere. So the truth is that the right thing will be done, the collation will be done, and whoever will win will be given to them.
So you are prepared to accept the results following the recollation?
We have our pink sheets, and we've collated it before coming.
And you are sure that all 4 are going your way?
For the MPP.
But if the recollation is done and it doesn't go your way, will there be another case?
There's no way it won't go our way, because the NDC even know that it is for us.
It's going your way. All right. So congratulations. We will wait to hear the final outcome from the court. As we speak now, as we speak now, Grace, we know per the reports that we are getting from our people inside the courtroom, Tema Central, we are sure, has been ordered. The court has ordered a recollation. We know that Ablekuma North, the court is still on that case as we speak. And as and when we get the updates, we will share. What the regional secretary of the NPP says is that they have a person inside who tells them that all 4 decision has been rendered on all 4 constituencies. We don't have that, and we cannot confirm that. What we can confirm is Tema Central for now, and we'll get you the rest of the updates. And we have the communication secretary for Bono East, communication officer for the NDC. What's your name?
Suleiman Mohammed Mustafa.
Suleiman Mohammed Mustafa, you are talking about Techiman South. What is the challenge with Techiman South? This is the second time running that Christopher is having a serious challenge getting into parliament.
Yes. It's as simple. After election, collation was done and declaration was made. And the MPP filed mandamus. But on Wednesday, when they came, the sort of submission they were doing it as if they've done an election petition, because they came without any evidence that shows that there was no collation and there was no declaration. They couldn't also prove.
No, but we know that on the argument that the NPP was running or attempting to smuggle an election petition into the court through a mandamus was shut down by the court. The court disagreed, overruled, and the party agreed to move on from there.
Exactly so. So how do you win such a case? If the major evidence that you provided, the court shut it down, then went ahead, you couldn't provide any evidence. You couldn't adduce a scintilla of evidence that purports to say that there was no collation, hence there was no declaration. For that matter, let's go and do recollation declaration. So we believe, as you said, we also have our men, including our PC, who is giving us an up-to-date information. As my brother, who is the secretary for MPP in the region, is mentioning that 4 constituencies have been declared. It's not so. It is only Tema Central. And without they mentioned that you should go and do what? Recollation for 2 polling stations. Yes, for that of the Techiman South, the court hasn't finished it, and we have the belief that that of the Techiman South, since on Wednesday they couldn't adduce any evidence to the mandamus, definitely there is going to be what? A declaration that Dr. Christopher Basinti Bayere, Esquire, has won the elections for the Techiman South.
So you are confident that this time around Christopher is going to get into parliament?
Exactly so.
Thank you so much. So as I mentioned earlier, Grace, what we have now, what we can confirm, independently confirm, is that the court has ordered a recollation of the Tema Central results. As for the rest of the 3 other constituencies, we wait to see.
Sisters Don Ulo Aman there in the High Court, bringing us the latest on that. So Sisters is joining us again. He is engaging another supporter. Sisters, if you can hear me, talk to us about the mood there in front of the High Court.
Well, there's I don't know whether to describe it as jubilation for the NPP or confusion generally, because as you have heard, I've spoken with the regional secretary of the NPP, who insists that they have information that all 4 have been ordered in their favor. We don't have that yet, but that is giving a lot of hope to the NPP people out here. So we wait to see. The NPP side, the NDC side also maintains that, as we have reported, only Tema Central has been ordered that a recollation to be done, and that is what we can also confirm. And so as it stands now, we are waiting for the court to rise, finish with the other 3, rise, then we can give you the rest. But NPP side is convinced that all is well. They are good to go. They've started singing their anthems and their songs, and they are jubilating already. The NDC side is still waiting for the court to pronounce on the rest of the other 3.
After the declaration, Ibi Bright walked out of the courtroom. Have you cited her around or any members from her team, her legal team? Well, it appears sisters we are not able to connect with him again, but we'll do that subsequently and then bring you a lot more from the happenings there at the Accra High Court. Okay.
Yes, Grace, we know that immediately after the court pronounced on the Tema Central one, Ibi Bright walked out of the courtroom visibly upset, not excited at all. We are here to speak with her. We are here to engage her to see what her options are. But I can tell you that she's not at all happy with the decision that the court has made today.
Ablekuma North constituency, and it says that the High Court has ordered the Electoral Commission to collate and declare results of outstanding 62 polling centers in Ablekuma North, 62 polling centers in Ablekuma North, and the police is mandated to provide security. We know that the last time the returning officer in that polling station said that, in that constituency said that he's not able to declare the result because he doesn't have the full complement of the pink sheets.
I mentioned that after Tema Central, the court had gone ahead to look at Ablekuma North. As we speak now, we have the decision affecting Ablekuma North, which is also another order for the Electoral Commission to recollate the votes in Ablekuma North. The decision is that there were some outstanding 62 polling station results that had not been collated, and that 62 number is significant enough from the High Court complex here in Accra that the election results for Ablekuma North, where the Madame Efriye Ekia contested, should be recollated, and this should be done with some security provided by the Inspector General of Police. That is the second one that we can confirm and we can report on.
Sisters, what has been the reaction from the supporters there, if you've been able to engage any of them, especially from that constituency?
Well, Grace, we can tell, as I mentioned, As mentioned, we have the NPP already celebrating because, like I told you earlier, according to them, they have information that all 4 of them have been ordered in their favor. The application to recollect the results has been granted in respect of all 4 constituencies. So they are going ahead to jubilate the outcome as they have it. But as I keep saying, it is these 2 that we can confirm for now.
Thank you for those updates. Let me quickly run you through the reasons that were given by the court in coming to that determination that the EC must collate the outstanding 62 polling station results and then give a final declaration. The court says that additional 54 results were collated, bringing the number to 219 out of 281 polling stations in that constituency. And there were figures of outstanding 62 polling stations that were not collated, and that has a tendency of changing the final result that were declared from the 219. And so the EC must do the recollation. The respondent case is that the declaration is incomplete and illegal, and the EC only declared the results to ensure safety of officials, an issue which also came up in the Tema Central constituency. That was why the Tema West presiding officer read the declaration for the Tema Central constituency, determinations of conditions of mandamus, and the presiding judge, Justice Ba Forcing Ejapon, said that he deduced that not all the results of the polling stations were declared, and therefore the EC must go back and add the results of the 62 outstanding polling stations to what was already declared, and then make a final determination on whether it will be a Rabina Orban of the NDC or a Kia Efriye also from the NPP. Alfred, 62 polling stations. Yeah. That is quite a number of votes you should be talking about.
To you from the High Court complex. As I mentioned, we are now waiting for a decision on the final of the 4 applications that were brought before the High Court, before His Lordship Justice Forcing. What we have now, Ablekuma Central, Ablekuma North, Ghpage Central, Tema Central, they have been given. What we have outstanding is Tachiman South. But I will speak to the constituency organizer, NDC, for Ablekuma North, who wants to share some thoughts with us on the constituency. You are certainly not excited about the direction the court has taken.
Yes, I'm not happy, but I'm not surprised. Since yesterday, even right at the constituency, we had the MPP supporters giving us the verdict that will happen today. And early this morning, your reporters and the cameras are all here. They keep saying all the polling stations will be recollated. And this is exactly what has happened. And I want to put on record, we've also picked intelligence that as we speak, Bosman and Demensa are trying to start their illegal recollation as we speak to you. It's an intelligence we've picked, and we are sending a strong warning to them.
Yes. When you say start illegal collation, court has given an order, and I'm sure that that order is going to be followed through with. At this point, there cannot be any such thing as an illegal collation following the order of the court.
Thank you, my brother. This is not the first time an High Court has given this verdict. It happened the last time. We went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said it was illegal, it was quashed. And I'm telling you, this ruling will also be squashed.
You will be going to the Supreme Court?
I'm telling you, our lawyers are at work. That is why...
But the court has said, the court has observed that some 52 or 62 polling station results had not been collated. I don't think you would admit that without the outcome of those 62 polling station results, you have a true, fair, and representative election result of the constituency. Would you say that?
We were at the Regional Collation Center. The EC told us emphatically that they do not have any pink sheets in their disposal. The MPP also claimed they do not have any pink sheets. So, together with the MPP, we were able to collate 219 polling stations out of the lot in Ablekuma North. The returning officer used that to declare its results. So I don't see, that's why when you realize when the last recollation was done, they couldn't declare that of Ablekuma North. It was put on hold, yes, because there were no pink sheets. So that is why we are saying in the court's judgment, how is the next recollation going to be done? Because even the last time that they declared Tema Central to MPP, they give Ghpage Central to MPP, they give the next one to MPP. They couldn't touch Ablekuma North. So again, I'm asking that question. How are they going to recollate in Ablekuma North?
So your argument is that as we speak now, there are no pink sheets regarding the election results in Ablekuma North?
Yes, as we speak now.
There are no pink sheets that the NDC has?
The EC has.
But the NDC has copies of the results?
We have copies.
The MPP has?
The MPP claimed that since they won at the Constituency Collation Center, they made it openly that they do not have a single pink sheet. So we had our pink sheets, and that is what the EC also assisted with what they had. In the beginning, the EC claimed they had 165. That is what we started with at the Constituency Collation Center. At the end of the collation of that 165 polling station, NDC was leading the MPP with over 780 votes. When we moved to the regional collation center, that is the EC office, another pink sheets were added, totaling 219. At that stage, NDC was again leading the MPP with 974 votes. The MPP, when the High Court gave an order for the recollation to go on, strangely, they put up 25 pink sheets. MPP claimed from day one they do not have pink sheets. But when that illegal judgment was given at the High Court, they went to the regional office.
Courts don't give illegal judgments. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Sorry, let me. That is the illegal collation that happened when they submitted that 25 pink sheets. Again, even after adding that 25 pink sheets, NDC was still leading them. So at every stage of the collation, we've had 3 stages of collation. NDC, Ablekuma, Honorable Rabna Obin, at every stage is leading that collation.
Okay, so let's go back. At the collation that you had, the initial collation that you had, how many polling stations do you have in all?
In all, 281.
How many were collated?
So far, we've collected 219.
So you don't have the full complement of the constituency results?
Exactly.
At the party level, have you been able to collate the full complement of the election results?
Yes.
From all the polling stations?
Yes, we had all the collation from the polling station, but there was confusion at the collation center.
No, I'm talking about the party level. I'm sure you had your own collation that you did. At the NDC level, you had your own independent collation you did. Did you get the results for all the polling stations in the constituency?
Got the results of all the polling stations before moving to the constituency collation center. And emphatically, I can tell you, we were leading the MPP with over 300 votes.
That was after you collated all the polling stations. So you have the full complement. So the outstanding 62 polling stations that the court refers to, you have results for that.
That's what I was trying to explain. When we got to the collation center, there were some confusion. So we lost our pink sheet, EC lost their pink sheet, MPP equally lost their pink sheet. So as we speak, none of us can claim having the total complement. But in the case of NDC, I can tell you authoritatively, we have over 250 pink sheets at our disposal. EC claims they do not have even one pink sheet. MPP claims they do not have even one pink sheet. And let me tell you this. At the start of collation at the constituency office, 30 minutes into the collation, surprisingly, the municipal director of EC smuggled in, together with the municipal chief executive of Ablekuma North, by name Mr. Bella, they smuggled 2 parliamentary pink sheets from his underwear, and then he brought it and placed it onto.
But you were there.
We were there. I got it red-handedly.
So in your presence, they smuggled in something.
Yes.
And you did nothing about it.
Brother, I took the pink sheets up. When I took the pink sheets in that collation room, we had over 20 policemen in there. We have the media, your sister station, GTV, Onya TV, they were all there. When I took it, I told them, we had 2 commissioners of police in there. I told them to arrest the district municipal EC officer. They failed to arrest him. They said once I have intercepted it and it is not gone into the collation, then we can let it go. And I'm telling you, those 2 polling stations, when you add the numbers up, MPP were leading NDC with 490 votes. So right from coming into the collation, MPP knew they've lost the election. My brother, let me give you an history of Ablekuma North. The last elections, MPP won with the difference of 24,000. 24,000 votes. That is what MPP won the last 2020 election. That is the difference they won in Ablekuma North. Today, MPP is claiming they've won with a little over 400 votes. Look at these thieves. But I'm telling you, whatever decision.
Some strong words there. So the point is that the biggest concern you have raised now is your wonder how the EC is going to recollate. How do you think that is going to happen?
That is why I gave you my word that even with the last recollation that they tried doing on the 20th, they set Ablekuma North aside. They declared,
because you don't have the pink sheet.
So I don't know the basis. The court has also given another directive for a recollation. So we will.
But I'm sure that between then and now, you've had a series of meetings as constituency executives, and you have decided which way to go should the court order a recollation.
John Illo, my colleague at the High Court, speaking to some supporters or executives of the NDC on the ruling that just came for the Ablekuma North constituency, where the court has ordered the Electoral Commission to collate the result of some 62 outstanding polling stations and then add it to what it has and then make a declaration in that constituency. We also know the result for Techiman South has just come in. There's a video of how chaos erupted during the first declaration. Let's look at that and then we'll tell you what the court is saying about Techiman South constituency. So, Alfred, the ruling from the High Court on Techiman South is that the Electoral Commission has been ordered to collate and declare results of 147 outstanding polling stations in Techiman South, also on or before January 6th. 147 outstanding polling stations in Techiman South on or before January 6th. Alfred, what do we know about the Techiman South constituency before the December 7 elections and even after declaration was made in that area?
Well, the video that we just saw, there's a history to it. This constituency in 2020 recorded the death of some persons as a result of violence that characterized the parliamentary elections declaration in that same Techiman South constituency. You'll recall that that was one of the constituencies that had their results delayed a bit in 2020. It came through after 2-3 days because of the violence that led to the death of people. That hasn't been also accounted for as we speak. As we speak now, no persons have been arrested because of that particular, the killing of these people in Techiman South. Now, going into this election, with that history in mind, you had the NDC consistently making that position clear that they were not going to sit to have what happened in 2020 repeat itself. Because in their minds, but for the violence, maybe they would have won Techiman South. But with what we saw as well, the violence was not only at the Coalition Center. What is on the screen right now is the Constituency Coalition Center, where the ballot papers, the papers you see on the floor are ballot papers that were destroyed by the angry supporters. You see them holding the NDC flag there. And then they moved the coalition process to the Divisional Police Command. And then their supporters, so you see what you're seeing there, the Techiman South Police Command there. In fact, this is in the Bono East region. When this violence incident took place, that led to the declaration by the
Alfred, let's connect with Sisters, and then we'll come back to that Techiman South history. Sisters, if you can hear us, talk to us about the declaration or the results from the court on the Techiman South constituency.
The full complement of the orders of the High Court regarding the four. The final one, the Techiman South constituency, we know that the court has ordered also a recollation of of the results of the Tachiman South constituency as well. In your shot now, you can see the lawyers heading out, and of course, security is tight. Security is tight. I can see former Attorney General Marietta Bruapiaopong walking out. Just right behind her, I see Dominic Ayene, former Deputy Attorney. I see Joyce Bauer, who spoke for then candidate Mahama. A host of other lawyers who are coming out of the courtroom now. We are still waiting to see the candidate, the parties themselves, the people who brought these applications to court. And also, you can hear singing has erupted. We can now confirm authoritatively that the High Court has ordered that all collation in all 4 constituencies be done for the constituencies. We will try to speak to some of the people who came in this matter. Let me just try to speak with Ebi Bright and some of the lawyer Dafiemapo is speaking.
The evidence before the court in respect of Tema Central, uncontroverted, was that it was not the case that, as alleged by the applicant, that there was no collation. Indeed, there was a collation and a declaration, but that out of 148 pink sheets, 146 were collated, save 2 that the NDC opposed. Now, we opposed those 2 pink sheets on grounds that they were fabricated after the close of polls on December 7th at 5 p.m. Now, we invited the presiding officers in respect of those 2 polling stations. They came to admit that when the polls closed, they were tired, they were exhausted. So they brought the pink sheets to the office of the EC, and they were instructed by their EC Metro Director to complete them. How do you complete a pink sheet in the office of the EC after polls have closed?
Were you giving copies of these?
They gave us a duplicate. The duplicates, therefore, the duplicates that we had, the pink sheets in dispute. I want everybody to appreciate this matter today. The 2 pink sheets in dispute in Tema Central, the duplicates that we have, that was how I was able to detect it. The duplicate did not contain the information contained on the original that the EC was urging upon us to approve. Why? The duplicates that we have did not have the name of the presiding officer, his signature, the year of the elections, and the time of close of polls at the polling station, and date. That is the year of the election. That's the date. This was a requirement in pursuance of Regulation 43 of CI 127 and Regulation 3923 of CI 127.
You have a right.
Hold on. So we disputed, and they were insisting that it should be admitted. This was what generated the entire controversy. Today, so if the court says, in view of all this, by a mandamus application, go and collect it, do you think me, the farmer, I will agree that those 2 pinches be collated when they are in dispute? No. It is not a mandamus that will correct it. It is a full-blown trial, so that the person who deposed to affidavit that the pinches were in dispute, who will be put on the stand, then I'll cross-examine him. That you have admitted that the pinches were completed, for instance, in your office, after our agents, the polling agents of all the contestants have left. So the law does not permit you to complete pink sheets in your office and come and give to candidate to accept.
So obviously you disagree?
Of course we disagree.
What's the way forward?
I think we'll advise ourselves, and I'm sure by the close of the day, you know the position of the party in this matter.
You have less than 2 days to go.
Yes, I'm saying. We are working today, Saturday. Right now, where we are, tomorrow is even material as a non-working day. We can be working tomorrow. So by close of today, the party's position in this matter, you will be advised and you will know. But this is not the end.
This is Tema Central. Would you throw some more, share some views?
In fact, if we were in court, the court appears to be rehashing the same facts in respect of all the other respective constituencies. So, for instance, Tachiman South, the judge mentioned 62 pink sheets, when indeed that was not the issue in respect of Tachiman South. Okay. Ghpage Central, there were not 62 pink sheets. The judge was mentioning 62 pink sheets. So
that's corrected himself in these.
why? When you write a ruling, who corrected him? Gary Numaku corrected him from the bar. Do you stand at the bar and correct the content of a judgment being delivered by a judge? You bring an application on notice for correction of judgment in terms of facts.
Couldn't it be an
It could not. It could. Please. I will not go on that path with you. I am saying that where a lawyer stands at the bar and be correcting the content of a ruling delivered by the judge, we have a problem.
All right. So yes, the decision may have been rendered. The decision may have been rendered, but there are lots and lots of concerns that remain in this matter. Grace, you can hear that. Well, all applications have been granted. All 4 applications have been granted by the court. The Electoral Commission, by the grant of this application, is compelled to recollate the results in all of the 4 constituencies that came before the court. And these would be Ablekuma North, Tema Central, Ghpage Central, and Techiman South. But if the indication we have just picked up from the Honorable Dafiem Roxy Nelson Eche is anything to go by, then it means that between today, this evening, and tomorrow, we certainly will be hearing something from the NDC regards the decision that has been rendered by the High Court today. And so, as we speak now, the High Court may have been done with its job, but the parties certainly are not done. Grace.
Sisters Don Ulo, my colleague there, bringing us those updates from the Accra High Court. Let's go back to him. He has more for us.
And we have heard them speak on this. I have Dr. Computer Tanko, who also wants to speak more on this matter. The Honorable Roxy Nelson Eche Dafiem has already told us that we should be expecting some response from the party, which most likely will depart from what we have seen today. Is that the same impression I'm getting from you?
Let me put it on record. They have brought a bucket full of lies and pour it in front of the judge. And he also succumbed to those lies, packed of lies, bucket full of lies. Told them a story that happened. And those stories were not cross-examined. It didn't lie in his purview. Because you know what justice means, natural justice means. Somebody has come to tell you pack of lies. This thing happened. And yet those people were not cross-examined by anybody. And he ruled in favor of those lies. You allow us, you think that we are going to allow this to stand?
Is it your position that in this case also, in today's, in the process leading to the judgment today also, your party was not duly heard?
We were heard on an issue of mandamus. We were not heard on the substantive issue of what transpired at the collation center. It has nothing to do with that. The writ and the affidavit attached to it, if they were asking us to now come and defend on the issues, we would have asked them to come and we'll cross-examine them.
Is that not changing the case into a full election petition?
That is what he has done. He has ruled based on the full blown of the matter. So why should we expect as a party, NDC, to allow this kind of charade to continue? We are not going to accept it. We have filed a process. Nobody is going to do any collation whatsoever at that place. We are telling them we will not accept it. We are going to resist it. With all the legal powers that we have, we are going to resist it. We have done the processes, and we are telling them the EC, they should stop being lawless. If they do anything lawless against it, we will come after them.
Well, two important voices in the NDC that you have heard. Dr. Rashid Tanko, Computer. He has also just reiterated practically, basically, what the Honorable Dafiem Akwa has said, that the party is not taking what has happened. Well, the court has spoken, but they disagree, and they will not take it lying down, as the expression goes. They will, of course, file some processes on this matter order and ensure that it is changed. Well, the indication I'm getting from both voices is that this was an election petition that was heard and not an application to compel a public officer to do his or her duty. That is the argument that the NDC side is making. We want to pick some voices from the NPP side as well, so that we see what the position from the NPP side would be. But I can see the candidate for Ghpage Central on the ticket of the NDC, Mr. Baba Sadiq, who is coming out, and we'll just try to have some word first with a lawyer for director of legal for the NDC. I am picking a lot of dissatisfaction from your side on the decision of the court today. Some of your people are saying this has become an election petition that has been heard and not a mandamus application. Director of Legal Affairs, what is the direction of the party going forward? Order has been made, and I know that it becomes an order until you take an action. So what is the action that we are expecting from the NDC going forward?
Council, you've heard the decision of the court. What is your initial reaction?
Oh, like I said in court, you can only oblige what the judge has said. But I must say that it is something that we anticipated. So we came to court prepared with our notices of appeal. And as you can see, immediately the judgment was read, we ran to the registry of the courts to file the respective notices of appeal in respect of the 4 affected constituencies, as you can see. So with us here is the notice of appeal and the subsequent stay application. It is something that we knew was going to happen. With the ruling on the prelim, it was clear where the judge was going. And so we took preemptive steps to do what is needful. So I can tell you, and as you can confirm, we have the respective notices of appeal. We have them here, and we'll take steps right now to get them, the legal requirement. The order must be served on the Electoral Commission before they can proceed. And like my lord said, they are now working on the order. We have our stay application, we have the notice of appeal, and we take steps. This matter is not ending here, and let nobody be deceived. This matter cannot end here, because you see, the matters raised, and if you are in court, it was as though my lord was hearing an election petition. This is a mandamus application, for Christ's sake, and that is all that I will say. So we'll take all the steps.
But time is also running out. Time is running out. How are you dealing with the issue of time?
No, first of all, the court itself said because of the election and the nature, expeditious trial will be permitted. And we have taken steps timeously. Look at the time the judgment or the rulings were delivered, and look at the time we filed our respective notices of appeal. That is the speed with which we want to do it, and we have taken all the necessary precautions.
Thank you, Honorable. But let me speak to some of the candidates also. Let me just find out. You were initially declared winner. 2 of you were initially declared winners. And all of a sudden, things spiraled out. You've been contested. They are questioning the win. How are you feeling?
Well, there was always a very curious, collusion between the Electoral Commission and, the NPP. Very obviously in my constituency, I will speak for my constituency. So right from the beginning, we could tell that they weren't going to allow the rules to apply, that they were going to always hijack the process and make sure that we didn't have a chance to deal with evidence as it's supposed to be, which is where we see that the veiled mandamus.
All right, we were hearing from the candidates. We're hearing from Ibi Bright, and there was also Baba Sadiq there. I just wanted to know how they are feeling. It must be stressful, it must be frustrating having to go through an election and you go through series of legal problems as we are seeing now. Well, but as you hear the candidate Ibi Bright mentioned, she suspects some collusion. Well, those are not allegations that we can independently verify or confirm. But earlier, Grace, we had some words with Gary Nimako, who is a lawyer for the NPP side, the parties on the NPP side, the people who actually brought this application to court. So let us listen to the interaction that we had with Gary as well.
Doing the right thing regardless of the noise and everything. How does this all come to you now?
Manifestation of rule of law. All was spoken. They came and said they were not heard. Now the Supreme Court. They said go and be heard. They came here, they were heard. It became very clear that the collation that they claimed was done, it wasn't done. It was not complete. So the court says, please, go complete collation and declare who has won and who has lost. To me, that should end the matter. That's all.
How soon do you expect the EC to do this collation? Given that Monday,
it should be done today. It should be done today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary. So that's Gary. He's the lead counsel for the NPP parliamentary candidate, speaking after the victory.
We still have our pieces. Even though that they have destroyed, we still have the scan copy. At the end of the day, there's only one result. And the MPP has won in those 4 constituencies. No matter how long it takes, MPP has won in those constituencies. Figures are figures and it can never be changed. It can never be changed. We know the NDC are playing some antics. As I speak to you, they are preparing to file appeal and stay of execution. But we are not perturbed by it. We are not bothered by it. It is their right. But at the end of the day, the truth will always stand. Thank you very much.
From the 2 MPP functionaries also, you heard lawyer Gary Nimako, and you also heard the General Secretary Justin Kodia. Now, I want to speak to one man who, in choosing my words carefully, I would say has suffered a lot in Ghana's electoral politics. This man, in the year 2020, in the elections, he came face to face with now Minister for Local Government, Martin Eje Kosa, and it was bloody. Bloody is a kind word to use. And in the 2024 election, he's come up against the same man, and it is not looking friendly again. You must be very exhausted.
Well, I still have a lot of energy. There's still a lot of energy.
For how long?
I mean, I believe that you have to persevere. Until you win, you don't have to give up. And we will continue to persevere until we win. So there's still a lot of energy to continue.
But in the 2020 election, which you lost to Martin Eje Kosa, you disagree with my choice of words, I know. But there was a court decision on that, and we move on from there. Were there any lessons that you learned that you think could have been applied to the 2024 elections that you did not apply?
Well, let me correct you again, because it's a matter of fact. We still have a court appeal challenging the decision of the High Court in 2020.
For the 2020 election?
Yes, at the Court of Appeal. So for us, we still believe that in 2020 we won, and all our pinches are available, and all the facts, so we'll go for the appeal. We'll still pursue that matter.
But you have people who are looking up to you to come and be their member of parliament. How are you controlling these people to avoid the kind of tensions that we don't all want to see?
The truth is that when there's absolute justice, there will be peace. But where sometimes you want to treat others as better class of human, social class, and you treat others as inferior, it doesn't work. Why am I saying so? In 2020, it was explicitly clear when a team was sent to the Electoral Commission in Techiman South to give us even the summary sheet wasn't possible. They told us to go to court. That is what we are entitled to. And today, the same EC which we have, the summary sheet and the rate attached as exhibits, they are still insisting that there was no coalition. Where is the justice? Where is the fairness?
Where is the justice? Where is the fairness? This is certainly not ending anytime soon, Grace. You heard Christopher Bayre, doctor, for the Tachiman South constituency. It's certainly a constituency that we are watching because it's curious. It's simply disturbing. If you look at the kind of violence that we saw from that constituency, I'm sure that we all will be interested. Well, but in wrapping up, we can say that we have not seen the last of this from the NDC yet. As we have heard from the Director of Legal Affairs for the NDC, there are certainly going to be some processes coming up. We have seen copies of the processes that have already been filed, and we definitely will be expecting to hear something from them in the course of the night into the day tomorrow. Over to you, Grace.
Obviously, this will not be the last of it, as we've heard from the Director of Legal for the NDC, and he says they have already filed an application for appeal against the ruling, and so we'll see how that pans out. But if you are just tuning in, well, the declaration from the courts is indicating that the EC must do a recollation and declaration for 2 outstanding polling stations in the Tema Central constituency, added to the result it's already had, and then declare whether Ibi Bright should be the MP-elect or Charles Forson of the NPP should be the MP-elect. When you go to the Ablekuma North constituency, the High Court has also ordered the Electoral Commission to do collation for some 62 outstanding polling stations and also make a determination between the NDC's Irabana Auburn and the NPP's Ghpage. Ghpage Central, the court says the EC must do recollation and declaration for some 31 outstanding polling stations in that constituency and also declare whether it should be Baba Sadiq of the NDC or Patrick Yabuama of the NPP. One of them should be the MP-elect based on the result that will come out after the collation of the 31 outstanding results. And then when you go to the Tachiman South constituency, the court has ordered the Electoral Commission to also do recollation and declaration for some outstanding 147 polling stations and also make a determination between the two contenders there from the NPP and also from the NDC, Alfred. It looks like the court has brought some form of finality to this matter, but from the side of the NDC, it's not ending anytime soon.
Well, I think I treaded cautiously in not predicting this outcome, but you know what I said earlier.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things play out. A mandamus application, the obvious outcome is what we have seen. The details of what happened at the polling stations and then all the discrepancies the NDC said they saw on the pink sheets of those ones being contested can't be heard at another forum.
Yeah.
But this mandamus is just compelling a public officer to do a duty that, according to the applicant, was neglected. So we'll see how the things play out. Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely see how that pans out. But that's it for us from here. Thank you for joining us. Make a date with us on News 360 for more on this ruling from the court and the reactions that are coming from the quarters of both the NDC and also the NPP. Good evening. My name is Grace Hamuachi, and I've been here with Alfred Okansi. We'll see you.